So in this movie, I'm just going to go over the basics of keyframing in Premiere. Just really something basic. So as you can see here, I've got this blue to black, well, I've got this image of water that I'm going to actually animate going up in the timeline. The first thing I'm going to need to do is create a sequence. So I'm going to select the little icon here, select sequence, and then select 720p AV CHD 720p 24 frames per second. I now have the sequence number 3, and what I'll do is I'll just drag this image into that sequence. And you can see if I hit the plus button to zoom in that just there's the image and nothing's happening. I will double click this image to open it up in the viewer here, and I will select the effects control. If everything is closed up, you can open it just by clicking on the triangles. And what I'm going to do is go to the position keyframe, and you're going to see, I'm going to open this up a little bit, that there is a timeline up here as well as down here. And the idea here is we're going to turn on the keyframe, set the position where we like it to start, and then move the playhead to a different location and change the position. Don't click this twice, otherwise you turn it off. Think of that like a switch. So first thing I'm going to do, double click the image and move it where I'd like it to start, and I have my playhead at the beginning where things start, and I click the timer button or the keyframes toggle. I have just made a little keyframe, you kind of see it right there. Then I'm going to move the playhead to where the animation is supposed to end. In this case it's like at the end, and then I'm going to actually drag with my mouse on this and move it physically to a different place. You can see I've made another keyframe here, so I've got 2 keyframes, and now when I move between the 2 keyframes there is animation. If I wanted to speed this up, I could always just move the keyframes closer together, and that would actually speed things up. You can see you can physically move it even closer, and that makes it go through that sequence quicker. Now you can actually continue to just add keyframes here just by clicking on them, or just by physically moving it to a different location. So now I've got 2 keyframes, and you can see it slows down there, and I can even now just have that end right there. And that's the idea of keyframing. You can keyframe position, you can keyframe the scale, for instance. You can start it off at 100% and then have it get smaller over time like this. So now you can kind of see it's not only is it getting moving, but it's also getting smaller. You can keyframe rotation, opacity, anything that you see these little stopwatches for, you can keyframe. If you don't like what you've done, you can just go back to turning this keyframe off, and that will remove any animation that you've put in, but it of course will put it not maybe back at the same place that it was. So I'm going to just put it back to 100%. That's it. All right, thanks. Hope you liked it.